There's been, I guess, it was announced this week that David Hogg, who is the new vice chair of one of the vice chairs of the Democratic Party, is launching an effort to primary Democrats who are incumbents, who Hogg basically calls either, asleep at the wheel, I think was the phrase that he used. And the group is called Leaders We Deserve. They're apparently going to be spending around $20 million in deep blue districts. So this is a bit of the Justice Democrats model, except with somebody who is associated with and a part of the DNC. So I want to wait. I'm encouraged by this announcement. I want to wait to see what the criteria is for an incumbent primary challenger before I laud it.
Right.
However, the fact that they understand that this is necessary is interesting and important. But not everybody does. Here's old James Carville, and I'm glad we're playing this today because if Sam was back to hear this, he might actually have an aneurysm. This is Carville's he has one mode. It's only protecting the worst incumbent, most geriatric Democrats ever. Although I guess he was on board the Biden dropout train, maybe the one-time broken clock situation. But this is his reaction to Hogg's initiative.
Well, maybe, as I said, maybe they need to split off from the Democratic Party and call themselves the socialist, I don't know, urbanist, central city.
But you know why they're doing it. They looked at MAGA. And they did what we see all the time when you don't have better minds and better ideas. This is why you were so transcendent in politics. Is that? And I always find it cheap when people say, "Oh, Jim Carville."
Okay, Carville. When was that? That was before I was even born. 1992. That's what they're referring to.
I mean, they're playing to their audience, I guess, right? Like,
Cuomo,
remember,
dude.
right? That's
yeah,
so
we remember, but I don't. Yeah. I actually had to watch a documentary to remember it because I was born in 1994. Can we update like our Democratic political savants, please?
No, he's transcendent. That's why he gets to just sit on the couch in a t-shirt. Like, what's he doing, James? Like,
it's why you never see him out of his house or, a part of any real campaign. Transcendent pundit on what's his new News Nation?
Yeah, I was gonna say, James, you're on TV, but I don't even know if that's true. I don't know.
Right. What is News Nation? Yeah.
Shout out to Chris Cuomo, by the way, on News Nation. I used to work with him. He's the only person who likes to take their shirt off on the internet more than Jair Bolsonaro.
Not for medical reasons in his case.
No. No, I want to keep hearing.
Transcended in politics is that, and I always find it so cheap when people say, "Oh, Jim Carville, oh yeah, it's the economy, stupid." No, that wasn't your genius. Your genius was, centrism. I'm not going to be what beats me. What you see with Bernie and AOC right now is MAGA playbook. MAGA playbook. Make the masses angry. Dave Hogg, that's MAGA playbook. Go after your own and have a purity test. But what beats you, if you become that, you're not going to beat it.
Right. Well, I don't think that most of the Democrats are that. And maybe we need to have a schism. Maybe we can form a governing coalition. This happens every time in parliamentary things where you come in, you say, okay, you want to be part of our coalition. But when they spend all their time running against us, by the way, why don't somebody sue David Hogg? He's an officer of the Democratic National Committee. He is the vice chairman of the Democratic National Committee, and he's running against other Democrats. I would like to know, and you went to law school, does he have a fiduciary duty toward Democrats? If you work for News Nation, you can't promote CNN. That's because you work for somebody else. You have a fiduciary duty to your employer, which anybody can understand.
I think it's good to maybe stop at the fiduciary duty thing, because I have a point I want to raise about our sort of alligator friend there. This is from a website called Privacy International. It says Palantir's predictive policing program in New Orleans. This is from February 2018. Under a secret deal beginning in 2012, the data mining company Palantir provided software to a New Orleans Police Department program that used a variety of data such as ties to gang members, criminal histories, and social media to predict the likelihood that individuals would commit acts of violence or become victims. This partnership was extended 3 times through February 21st, 2018. Even city council members had no idea the arrangement existed, though Palantir has used its New Orleans work as a reference for multi-million-dollar contract with another agency. Here we go. Political commentator James Carville, a paid advisor to Palantir, says he is the driver of this project, which Palantir describes as philanthropy. Critics believe the program was kept secret because American Southerners value their privacy, and it would have inspired widespread outrage. So I love him talking about fiduciary responsibility.
I also love the idea that his immediate reflexive reaction to is let's sue this guy. Like this guy's saying we need to challenge these old corrupt Democrats who are paid off and not actually representing our interests. You know what makes sense? We should sue him for all he's worth because they know this 20-something-year-old kid doesn't have their resources.
So
good for David Hogg.
Yeah, good for David Hogg. It's so bizarre. Like, also, isn't like just suing people you're like mad at or disagree with? Isn't that MAGA stuff? Like,
yes.
Isn't that just doing exactly what you're talking about? What absurdity. Good for David Hogg. Also, like Cuomo, that's really frustrating. I know he does this a lot, but like, it's just MAGA. It's just MAGA stuff. Being angry isn't MAGA stuff. Like being upset about like a policy or the conditions of something, that's not like what MAGA is about. It's so childish to be like, well, the quality of MAGA is that they're mad, and if you're mad about something, that means that's what you
primarying,
are. Like,
or primarying Democrat, or like doing or primarying incumbents. They look at what Donald Trump and the like his wing of the party has done as a major problem for the Republican, for the establishment Republicans. But the base loves it, and the same thing would happen for our side. So it's not MAGA stuff. It's just like being responsive to what your voters want.
If you think about it, the Rainbow Coalition was proto-MAGA.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's just like, how do you view politics? What do you want people to do? Like, it's just, you're kind of comparing AOC to Marjorie Taylor Greene in a, like this way that is so just, it's not even surface level. It's above surface level. It's like this atmospheric sort of vibe. Like, well, they went up against their party a little bit, therefore they're the same. But obviously people want stronger representation for what's going on now. The Republicans won.
Yeah.
They control all three branches of government. The Democrats, for all their other like occasional wins, they're losers. And you need to win in order to exercise power. And so you want people who can win and then do things like go to El Salvador. Like that's an action that many people in the party who have been in the party for many years would not do. And we're looking for people who have that have that dog in them for this current era, which clearly leadership is not capable of contending with.
Right.
Can I just inject something here? As someone who worked at CNN when Chris Cuomo was fired, the other big irony is like, you could see his face sort of like perk up when Carvel was like, well, you're a lawyer. You can't come on News Nation, where he now works, and promote CNN. Famously, Chris Cuomo was fired for helping his brother secretly during his brother's political crisis and then lying about it repeatedly on CNN, which is why he got fired.
Right.
And so it's just like, that's an extra layer of irony.
Thank you, Russ. Great point. And his brother is running as the exact candidate that those guys really want, which is basically a Republican light corporate stooge representing AIPAC, representing all of those moneyed interests. And you know what? When they say we got to break off, I would love if those guys broke off. Please go become a Republican. I would love you to become a Republican. Become a Republican, please.
Or like the business liberals, and take away that, like, to take away. I mean, that's what kind of happened in the UK with like the Lib Dems split from Labour. But yeah, get out of there, but also draw more from the right and the capitalists to break up that party. Yeah.
They should bring their message to the suburban Republicans, and I really think that they would be better served in that coalition. Like the amount that we don't need James Carville to win elections cannot be overstated.
It's why is he even on that show? Like, what are we doing? Why are we having these? Nobody, like you said, like nobody knows who this person is either. Aside from that perfect 30-second clip just drenched in irony and conflicts and just like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Nobody knows who this guy is. And again, James, you're on TV. Put on a shirt. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know what. I mean, it's like he did the John Fetterman before Fetterman, the dressing down to make you look
exactly.
like the everyman, to distract from the
folksy.
fact that you're working with Palantir.
I just think it's
That, like,
maybe when you say when you do a media tour talking about how we should play dead as Doge is happening, maybe you should disclose that you are a Palantir asset. I don't know.
Perhaps.
Maybe not though. Maybe like
I don't wanna.
yeah, just do what you want. Get away with it. Everyone's
He's
doing
gonna
that now.
sue you for even suggesting it.
Exactly.
The funniest part is we didn't play like the 30 seconds before this clip started. What they're talking about is how important it is to get money out of politics.
Oh my
that's
God.
that's the lead in to this exchange.
Yeah, rough.
Oh,
Rough.
every day. It's from all sides. It's so delightful to see. Just so many people just like, it's not even, I guess that's not really lying. It's very misleading. And again, all these sort of contradictions, but you can just say whatever. It doesn't matter anymore.
Nope. Before we let you go, wanted to have just one fun clip talking about this with you. People may remember, I think there's like a legendary old clip of Michael Brooks losing it laughing when he found out Bolsonaro got COVID, right?
Correct.
Matt?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. So we're keeping the spirit alive because this man, he can't, it's like The Notebook. He can't quit the hospital. He's got to keep going back. And
Incredible.
so does he have, so it's not Munchausen's by proxy is when you hurt your child to get attention.
Well, by proxy is it's of the child, right? So
Right.
just Munchausen. I'm not a doctor. I'll just say this, but my understanding is if it was just Munchausen, it's of yourself.
Right. Here, Munchausen syndrome, also known as a fictitious disorder imposed on self, is a mental disorder where individuals fabricate or induce symptoms of illness or injury in themselves for attention or sympathy. That's totally unrelated to the clip we're about to show you of Jair Bolsonaro in the hospital again.
This is the music I jog to.
He's such a hero.
It's like Michael Jordan getting ready.
There he is.
Sorry.
Wow.
Who shared that and who put the music on it?
Jair Bolsonaro
It's a hype up tape.
himself,
Thank God.
which is
I was
why
like,
I'm not a nationalist. I think, being nationalistic is silly, but I do think Brazil is the greatest country in the world. 'Cause can you imagine if instead of what we have now, Donald Trump was walking around with his shirt off and like if these were images
Oh my
of
God,
Donald
I
Trump,
know.
that's how joyful it is right now to be a Brazilian.
only.
I did everything right and they indicted me.
It's so good. It's like I wish it was what's that talk show where the guests do dance down the hallway now?
The Jennifer Hudson show.
Like that's all I could think about during that clip. Just like getting
Yeah.
ready to do his little interview.
I mean, honestly, it's like when you watch the NBA playoffs and like LeBron or, whatever, Steph Curry is coming last out of the tunnel and it's like, oh my God, here he comes.
Somebody's like so good.
You may not like it, but this is what peak male performance looks like.
That's the one weird thing about fascism in 2025 as opposed to like 100 years ago, where they were trying to make it was like the Ubermensch to be like a poster of a guy looking like Superman or something like that. Now it's like JD Vance whining that people are mean to him on Twitter and Bolsonaro being sickly.
Right.
I was just gonna say like, yeah, it's sorry, go
no,
ahead.
it's even the tech bros like being little twerps and Elon Musk like just being the most awkward guy imaginable, who without his wealth would not even,
It can't stop whining. It's so it's very funny, but it is also like, but you're in power right now. Like, just shut up and do the evil shit you want to do. It's only whining. They're all like, you're the richest man in the world and you complain about a tweet. Like, just get it together. It is a very funny, pathetic version of fascism, which they all are.
Right.
But
it's just harder to hide in this media environment, maybe.
Exactly. JD spends, I don't know what his job is, but it seems to be just tweeting at random accounts and like getting into quote tweet arguments with people and obviously lying amidst it, but being like, I'm so tired of this emotional manipulation, and so I'm gonna do it back to you or whatever. It's like,
it's the only way Trump lets him out of his cage, because like he basically completely discarded him after the election. He was the bag man that brought the skeptical Peter Thiel on board, and he has no longer.
And then the internet made fun of his appearance, and so he had to do a week-long tour where he like shot a bunch of guns and called them freedom seeds to make himself feel better.
Freedom seeds.
Did it work? Did you see that?
No.
It's either a White House official tweet or a JD Vance official tweet, and it's him in like fatigues or whatever, and he's shooting a gun, and it's like, we're spreading freedom seeds is the
so
quote,
the bullets are freedom seeds. Here we go.
Seeds, yeah.
See, even this internet whiny little like, just the vice president of the United States sending from freedom seeds downrange doesn't get more American than that.
It's so weird and gross. It's like this, and Vance does it the most. The White House obviously does it when they're with their honestly effed up deportation tweets with like the AI stuff and all that. But it's just this weird like like millennial way of like posting,
irony pilled online, nothing matters. This is why the Democrats' best weapon is sincerity and humanism. This has a shelf life. People don't want these whiny bitches all the time anymore. Like, come on here.
Because they also don't mean it. They don't believe in it, like half the stuff they say. It's just it's just like they need to post something and they know the tone needs to be how it is, and
indignant. So it's grating.
Yeah.
Even like
really
the freedom seeds thing, I don't think even appeals to most I think it splits gun people. I think there's like certain type of like guy who buys a gun and like fantasizes about some sort of like zombie scenario or maybe a race war scenario that likes the thing, the freedom seeds. I think a lot of people are like, what are you talking about?
Right.
It's the weird thing, honestly. Like it's like every day they post something or say something and it's like, Walls was right. They're weird. It's very off-putting. And I think we're seeing so much of it. Like, obviously the actions of the administration are very appalling, but I think also the personality and the vibes are so weird and off that that's also off-putting for a lot of people who they think they're playing to. But ultimately it's like, what is this? You're just also, like whining at a cat turd online. Like, what are we doing?
It makes them look small, but also, what is the freedom seeds thing supposed to mean in the context of an administration that is saying that they're anti-war?
Exactly.
The bullets are you're just doing the Bush neocon thing and spreading freedom around the world through violence. And speaking of Bush, that's what must have been like. I'm almost longing for the days of his level of like going away, retirement kind of thing, where like maybe there was some there's more manliness in him painting those paintings of dogs than there is in whatever the hell Bolsonaro is doing.
Like shyly confronting his demons, I guess, in the bath by himself. Like, okay, go do that. It's also like, I mean, the freedom seed thing, I'm pretty sure was the same week that he went to Greenland for 3 hours and then did that speech where he was talking about how like, we're gonna like provide you with all the resources, we're gonna give you even more money. I think he said like $100 billion more dollars for the military, and he said the phrase like, if we ever go to war, or when we send you to war, and then he'd correct himself, like, if we ever have to send you to war. They're the war administration. They just have to have this sort of veneer of like, but we also hate that we have to. We don't want to do the war, but they're gonna make us do all these wars. It's very pathetic.
We're supposed to think they're bringing masculinity back, and this level of just bitching is, I mean, but it is the fascist thing. And to bring it back to Bolsonaro, both weak and strong. The opponents are both incredibly strong and also super weak, and we are both incredibly strong but also super weak at the same time. It's this contradiction that only is reinforced by their very black and white dogmatic
they have their
ideology.
categories, they have all their talking points, and they're like, we're gonna it's just like, we're gonna destroy these soy boys who are after us. Oh no! They do that all the time, and they can have it both ways, I guess, because it works for some people. But it's just such an obvious play and back and forth.
Also, they are not given their whole fixation on keeping women in the home. I wouldn't call them spreading freedom seeds across the world. Yeah, it's more of a chattel seed situation. But yeah, gross. Cody Johnston, everybody's got to check out some more news. I mean, where are you guys at? Are you over 900,000 subscribers at this point?
A little over 900,000.
Let's get
check
that
us
to
out.
a million.
Please, check us out, subscribe. We do a weekly long form written show, and then we have 2 podcasts beginning and the end of the week where we talk about all the things that too many things happen.
Well, you guys do amazing work over there. Some More News. We'll put a link to that in the description below wherever people are listening to or watching this. Yes.
Can I also say, I have to say this just in the context of all the Tim Pool of it all. Check out my band, and I'm not joking. Check out my band. We're called The Hot Shapes. We're online. I didn't name my band after my podcast, unlike some brilliant artists, but check that out.
Yeah, you didn't? Okay, gotcha. Good.
I had to say it. Sorry.
Check out that band. I got to check it out too. Cody, thanks so much. Really appreciate your time today.
Love all the work you all do here, especially in this era. It's so laser focused and sharp, and you don't let all the stuff distract you. And I really appreciate it.
I appreciate that too. Thanks so much, Cody.
Hey folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.